Do you want to know how I always find the least expensive flight? I'm going to show you the strategies that I've used to book dozens of cheap flights. At the end of the video, I'll demonstrate how to use my favorite tool to book cheap flights. The first important aspect of booking a cheap flight is to book the flight at the right time. In general, for a domestic flight during the peak season, you want to book it 3 to 6 months out, or off-peak 1 to 3 months out. For international flights during the peak season, you want to book at least 10 months out. During the off-peak season, you can book them 2 to 6 months out. Another important thing to find the cheapest flight is to be flexible in both the timing of your flight and the destination of your flight. Generally, the cheapest time to fly during the week is on a Tuesday, and the most expensive days to fly is on Sundays, Mondays, and Fridays. When you search for flights, you want to put your browser in incognito mode because airlines will often use cookies, which are basically trackers for your browser to determine your activity. And if they see that you're coming back repeatedly looking at the same flight, they will tend to increase the price for you over time. Whereas if you use incognito mode, they won't be able to use the cookies on you. So that's important for getting the cheapest flight possible. You can also use a VPN, which reroutes your internet connection to a server in a different location to make the airline think that you're in a different location. Sometimes they will price flights differently depending where you are. You should, in general, always check the destination location. Also check at the origin location of the flight. It's also good to check the price at a few different locations. Some countries that are known to have cheap flights are India, Mexico, and Thailand. So it's good to check using a VPN what the prices of those flights are there. Now I'm going to demonstrate my favorite tool to find cheap flights, which is none other than Google Flights. I found Google Flights to be the best search engine for finding flights. Okay, I searched for Google Flights in Google, and we're going to click on the first link. You can search for round trip or one-way flights. And the great thing about Google Flights is you can do a search feature if you're flexible on your destination and dates, to find a particularly cheap flight that might be to a place that you hadn't even thought of. So it's a really good discovery tool to find where it might be cheap to fly to from your location. So I'm going to search for a one-way flight from Atlanta, and let's say that we're flexible on our destination and our timing. So I'm going to leave those blank for now. So I'm going to push explore, and this is showing me different places that I can fly to within the next 6 months. And we can set the timing, so we'll leave it at 6 months for now. There we can set specific dates if we want to. And we can just move the map around here to search for different locations. So it's showing us places that we could fly to in South America during the next 6 months. So if we go over here to Europe, we can see again different places that we could potentially fly to one way. And this can be a great way if you have a flexible schedule, or if you have a particular time that you want to fly to somewhere new. So say that we had a specific time in mind. Let's search for a round trip, 1 week trip during the next 6 months. Let's say that we wanted to search for a 2-week trip in June sometime. So we can just search, and this will show us different places that we could travel to sometime during the next 6 months. for a weekend trip. You can go back here to North America. And there you have it, my strategies for finding the cheapest flights possible. I've booked dozens of flights over the past few years. I've been to over 25 countries, and these are all very important strategies to find affordable flights. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day.